Hamlet.
Okay, here we go. Now what am I doing? If I can eliminate Claudius...
What?
I don't know if Gertrude deserves to die. She's not wholly innocent. Britt would have died for me back there. Of course, right now, she doesn't remember any of that. Right now, she hates me. Still, I can't let that other Brit sacrifice be meaningless. Now I know. Fortinbras is hiding out in Castletown. I have all the proof I need to find him. All that remains to be seen is whether the others will believe me. Okay, Okay, alright. Okay, so actually I don't... Let's just keep chasing that book, right? I don't care what happens to anybody. I'm gonna go to Claudius, and I'm gonna tell Claudius, who's in his bedchamber, so I'm gonna go to the Great Hall. I'm gonna tell Claudius... Oh, no, wait. No, I'm gonna tell Polonius. I'm gonna tell Polonius that I have proof about Fortinbras. Here we go.
Father.
I have proof of Fortinbras' plan to betray Denmark. He's hiding out in Castletown. This is the proof I know you've been searching for, Father. We must seize this fast or we will all be conquered. The war is coming to our front. Now, Fortinbras doesn't seem like such a bad guy, honestly. But, I really want to meet Simona.
Leave me.
And this seems like the easiest way to do that. I must also verify it. Then send soldiers into town. He and his officers are hiding in disguise near the tavern in a small apartment. Alas, I don't have the authority to propose such a move alone. I must consult with Bernardo and his majesty. I think that's fine. Luckily, such a meeting can easily be arranged. The war castle will congregate as soon as we are able in the king's personal chambers. May I be permitted to witness it? Under ordinary circumstances, absolutely not. Except that I do it all the fucking time. No women are permitted to attend to matters of war. I'm pretty sure that I have, eavesdropped on this war council. The king must not know this tip came from you, else he's unlikely to believe it. However, given that you seem to have been particularly interested in this matter lately, perhaps there's a way. Join us outside the king's quarters, and I'll see what we might do. Polonius now believes that Fortinbras will invade. Ophelia learns about a future event in which the war council is assembled. Okay, so maybe the war council is a different thing than what I have seen. This is on the landing. I'm going to go there. We're just going to do it. $15.15. No, what? Did I miss it? No, here they come. Okay. There you are. His Majesty and Bernardo are already inside. I'll open the door. You will enter after me and remain concealed. When you sense the meeting is over, depart before us. Say and do nothing. Do you understand? Interesting. What?
king.
Interesting. My king, good captain, I convene this council for good reason. I believe circumstances have shifted beneath our feet. We must be compelled to act now or lose everything. More of this Prince Fortinbras business, an eminent thorn in my side, that one. My lord, I have learned not only does Fortinbras intend to betray his peacetime agreement with us, he intends to stage a coup. The prince and his men are, at this very moment, hiding out in town, just outside the castle gates. They intend to lay siege to us by Sunday. Not all this again. I understand that none of us are used to trusting Norway, but they are our allies now. We must keep the faith. Hasty moves have lost us many a battle in the past.
My lord.
My lord, I beg of you, something like this should be simple to verify. Allow me to take my men into town. If all is as we believe it to be, we will come away with Prince Fortinbras as prisoner. And if not, there will be nothing to fear. We can frame it as a routine investigation of the town's seedier alleyways. To besiege a castle, don't you need a lot of guys? Yes and no. I mean, so to be clear, their plan is not to besiege the castle in a traditional way. They have a spy on the inside. They're clearly and actively arranging to be given access to the castle, right? So there's no siege plan. There's no siege going to take place. They do need enough guys to, like, take the castle guards one-on-one. And also, we have learned there are city guards. So, like, there's a police system that would need to be overtaken. They would have the element of surprise, but they would need, like, more than 2 guys, right? We've only seen Fortinbras and his 2 sort of flanking soldiers. So there must be more than that. But they don't need a whole army to, like, lay siege to the castle, because that's not their plan. So be it. Keep your profile low. Of course, my lord, of course. Polonius keeping his profile low. And one last thing, if you come away empty-handed, there shall be no more talk of pulling peace agreements with Norway, now or evermore. This sort of thing has the power to grow from rumor to dangerous absolute, if we do not either confirm it or hinder it at the knees. Yes, my lord, if this town investigation bears no fruit, I think that's wise. Let us be done with this, then. Of course. Sneaky Ophelia, very good. Thank goodness. It sounds like everyone's collectively come to their senses. Bernardo and his men should mobilize soon. Here's hoping they find Fortinbras. Then there won't be a coup. Ophelia learns about a future event. Bernardo and his men form a plan of attack. Bernardo and his men search for Fortinbras. I mean, I am worried that the way this is all being framed, they're not going to find him. I don't know. Maybe I can talk to Bernardo. Like, Bernardo will talk to me. He's busy. Horatio's just standing there.
What's this?
We're operating on a special request from the king to find Prince Fortinbras. We have recent cause to believe the prince is hiding out in town.
Fortinbras?
Why, that lying, conniving dog. This will take the form of an ordinary sweep. Raise no alarm, mention nothing of our business. If we do find him, bringing him under arrest is our first priority. And if we find nothing, it is the king's desire that we give the townspeople nothing to fear.
Now then.
The 5 of us will lead the initial foray, but the rest of the castle guard will be swift to follow. I'm confident that we're well staffed to handle this endeavor. We'll quickly overtake whatever cohort Fortinbras has. Okay. I mean, he seems pretty confident. What's... Oh, this is dinner now? Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Am I just standing here? I am just standing here. Do I have a seat? Like, could I be sitting down somewhere, or... I guess not. Let's follow him. Oh, I can't go. I see. I wonder if I had been in town, if that would have worked. Hey, Polonius. Hey, McDonald. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern come back. Jesus. Who was that? Nobody? Is that Bernardo? Yes. Bernardo, what happened? Wait, I can't make small talk. Shit. Damn it, I can't. Okay, well, I guess... Can I go back into town? Bernardo was in the bar. Can I talk to Othello, maybe? I cannot let you leave. Yeah. Wait. Yes, okay. This information isn't true right now, okay. Oh, wait, let me ask, because I might... Let me do this.
Othello.
Oh, okay. Wait, what did I learn? Hold on. I did not expect to learn anything from that. Okay, I don't think I did learn anything from that. Okay. Well, then... Let's wait for Sunday. Okay. What's going on? Here we go. Bring to you some sudden news. My men and I learned earlier of a Norwegian plot to overthrow His Majesty and bring about the subjugation of Denmark. Prince Fortinbras aimed to violate his peacetime agreement with us in the name of bloody revenge. Bloody revenge, huh? However, thanks to some well-timed information, we were able to stop him in his tracks and bring him under arrest. He's now safely contained in Elsinore's dungeon down in the casemates. We'll make a show of force to old King Norway, bedridden back home. Send his nephew home in chains, show him what happens to unruly boys who cannot learn to act with civility. Regrettably, I remain unconvinced this is the end of anything. This is merely the beginning. Do not believe Prince Fortinbras has any intention of relenting. The wise thing to do here would be to execute him as an enemy of the state. Damn! However, were we to do so, we would invoke the wrath of his uncle, the King of Norway. There is no simple solution. All this is but a temporary peace. Let us prepare for a longer fight. I leave it in your hands, Bernardo. I'll have word sent to rally all troops who would hear the call. Until then, everyone, please remain vigilant. Ophelia learns more about Prince Fortinbras's threats. Okay. Fortinbras in prison. If I give the War Council the information, Bernardo is able to find him and overwhelm him in town. As long as Norway's prince is in our hands, they won't dare mobilize against us. Could this actually work? I mean, I guess we'll find out. Wait, so if Ophelia doesn't die, then Laertes and Hamlet don't fight. Will Hamlet kill Claudius? Like, his intention is to kill Claudius. But if Claudius doesn't have Laertes to turn against... Oh, Polonius is still gonna die. So... Claudius will get Laertes to fight Hamlet over Polonius' death, probably. Okay.
Othello. Oh.
No, I know.
Ah.
I assume that we could kill Othello by putting Irma in jail before this happens. Which I think could happen, but I don't especially want to do that. What's this?
My lady.
Oh, Polonius.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Ophelia.
Yes.
Okay. What now?
Ophelia. Damn it.
I've failed in my duties most utterly. God damn it. As I brought everyone together for the announcement this morning, one of my men reported back from Fortinbras's cell.
Fortinbras.
The prince has escaped. What happened? How could he escape? I believe his men watched for any sign of chaos within our ranks to come forth. That moment of congregation was the only moment they needed. So if someone dies, I see now. Surely the prince's forthcoming assault will be delayed, but not spurned as we'd hoped. Well, delayed is all I was looking for. I'm rallying my men now. I'm certain we will still prevail. Okay, well... I had everything lined up. It seems fixing our external affairs means little if internal affairs are still bloody.
Now then.
Hopefully this at least bought me enough time to meet Simona. That's what I want. Yeah.
Ophelia.
Hi, Laertes. Okay, Saturday night. Sunday morning. McDonald, of course, is here at the bar.
Hello.
Hello, Othello. Have you any need to buy a little barley wine today? I've 3 casks outside. A little. Hi, you know this place. The field fellows drank it all within the first 3 days. If you can sell me thrice as much, I can pay it. Aye, that's well enough. I want to talk to you, please. A drink before you unpack. I'm in no hurry. I'll indulge these bones a while, yes? Okay, old woman, talk. Hi, Simona.
Simona.
I know who you are. You're Lady Simona. No one's ever called me a lady, lass. But you are. You're King Alexander's former consort. I'm Ophelia. You knew my mother, Elise, didn't you? You're the exact image of her.
I'm sorry.
But Lady Simona died a long time ago. You're too late. She wanted nothing to do with that cursed, vile castle or any of the evil people dwelling within it. And I still don't. Good day to you, lady. May no harm come to you. Or do you have some business with me I should be aware of? I do. I certainly do. King's Cursed Book.
A book.
What do you know of a strange cursed book? I found my mother's diary. It spoke of you. I know about your time in the castle, and I think you found something, didn't you? I'm so excited. You still have that cursed book within your possession. I would assume you were mad, but I know your mother's face well. You have so much of Elise in you.
The book.
Do you know the power vested within this book? It's just a blank book. Its pages are not blank for me. It contains the many thousands of fragments of worlds I have seen, of futures that never came to pass, of pasts that never were. I know precisely what you mean, and I'm here to put an end to it. I need the book to prevent time from repeating itself.
It's useless.
My child, I am afraid you have been lied to. The one causing your world to repeat isn't the Book of Fates, it's Peter Quince.
No. No.
That can't be true. Quince is the one who asked me to find the book. He helped me find you. Why would he do that? To entertain himself.
That vile man.
That vile man, when I heard rumors that King Hamlet was searching for a particular book, I suspected Quince was behind it. He knows I am weak. Though I will never return the book to him, I may give it to another of his poor victims. His victims? What are you saying? I've never told this story before. It is the story of my greatest sin. This is what we're here for. Many years ago, I was fated to die by Queen Astrid's hand. She resented my relationship with her husband. She wanted me dead. One night, while sleeping, I felt someone slit my throat in the darkness. I bled to death there, in my bed. It should have been the end, but it wasn't. Because I woke up, and I was alive once more. Quince found me shortly afterwards. He seemed to know everything about my circumstances immediately. I grew comfortable speaking with him. This sounds painfully familiar. And then he proposed a game of sorts. He does frame all of this as a game a lot. He offered me the book and promised me that if I used it, I could change fate, like a god. In return, he offered to make time repeat, giving me infinite opportunity. He made just one thing clear. The book was his, and his alone. Once I had gotten my revenge and used it, it would return to his hands. And so I explored every alley, every pathway of my world. He followed me eagerly, curious to observe every choice I made. I could have kept both of us alive, Astrid and me, but I didn't. I was a woman spurned, and I was out for blood and the crown. Instead, I used the Book of Fates to have her driven mad. I wanted to be queen. You know the story. And Quince helped me bring that world about. I saw how he took such glee in the horrific weeks which followed. My life became a living hell, one I'd created for myself. Ophelia, have you noticed that this world spins ever constantly toward disaster?
Yes.
I'd never known my family and friends to be capable of violence like this. Yeah, Amaranth, I think you're totally right. Surely you aren't saying that Quince is the one who makes them act this way. No, their demons are truly theirs, but he has some ability to impose his will upon this world, to influence it. I'm certain you've witnessed it, and he enjoys that power. That disgusted me. I realized I'd been used for his pleasure, that I had sold my friends and family for the sake of the power he'd offered me. The morning after Quince freed me from my game with him, I chose a new path. I knew I had to convince him to give me the book once more. In the end, it wasn't hard. He's an artist, and all artists can be played through their vanity. I told him I wanted to learn from the book, to learn to be like him. He indulged me by granting it to me once more. Of course he did. And I ran for my life. I fled and I hid, and the years passed in that silence. And Quince never came for you. He knew I wouldn't grant the book to him, but he well knows I shall give it to you now.
What?
If what you say is true, why would I ever want it? Because he will never let you leave your repeating world and die in peace. Not until you've used its powers and it has returned to his hand. He made that mistake with me. I hoped that when I died, the book's power would simply die with me. But he knows me well, and he knows I would never allow Elise's daughter to suffer in infinite hell. He knows I loved your mother like my own flesh and blood. Very well then. May this be my final gift to her. If you don't make the book's power your own, the only world available to you will be whichever future Quince makes for you. So if I use this book, I can determine the fate of this world. To an extent, people are people. You cannot create a fate which is impossible for broken people to achieve. But there is no turning back. Once you use the Book of Fates, the clock on Elsinore advances forever.
I can't.
I can hardly believe this is true. Magic books, godlike powers. What does any of it matter? I just wanted to find a way to save them all, and myself. A perfect world is a notion held only by children and fools, and Ophelia, you are neither.
This cursed thing, it's yours now.
May you use it and find peace.
It's... Oh.
Oh, cutscene. Damn.
What?
That book is over on my table now. How did it get there?
Go now.
Out, 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 out! I suppose I thought that might have been the end of all this, but it wasn't. There it is. What's it doing here? What should I do now? Okay, I have the Book of Fates. I mean, oh, Jesus. So, I find myself frustrated in a way that I think is exactly as designed, where due to the structure of this game, it isn't really important to have the ability to bookmark save files, to say, you know, well, let's see what happens if I make this decision, and then be able to reload an old save and try it a different way. Until now, right? Until we now have a way to break out of the loop. And because we have a way to break out of the loop, potentially all of our actions could be permanent now, right? Which makes me anxious just on a base level. There's a part of me that doesn't want to click on the book because there's a small chance that that could initiate the thing that like ends the game, and I don't have any way to save at this point. Like just the inability to save gives me a level of anxiety. But I think that's exactly what's intended. I think if I click on the book, I trust this game based on what it's given me so far. It's not going to throw me into the end game sort of unprepared. I think that I can still loop as much as I want. I don't know if I need to somehow activate the book at the beginning of a loop and say, like, this is all going to be permanent, or if I can do it at the end, but I don't think that it is now. I certainly hope not. I guess we'll see. I still have the suicide button, so that suggests to me that it is not. But yeah, I think that's what I'm supposed to get, right? Like, I have had this kind of existential safety in the fact that it's a time loop game, right? Anything that I can do can be undone and redone however I want. And the prospect of a final run is a little more nerve-wracking. Okay. So now what I think is happening, sacrifice struggle for relief. This world wishes I had died. That was my original fate. I could accept the way things were meant to be. A simple fate, one where I follow the story to its end. Now I think the book is going to present me with different endings, right, that I have achieved. And the way that this is going to work is I'm going to pick one of them as like, yeah, okay, this is right. Abandon the current timeline and revisit the event that cemented this fate. Stay. But there's no way, I don't have any way to turn the pages, do I? Oh, I do. Wait. Oh, okay. Alright, I did not see that. I didn't understand that interface. Okay. Sacrifice struggle for relief. This is Hamlet. Sacrifice prestige for family. This world has not yet come to pass. Sacrifice innocence for power. Sacrifice family for legacy. Hamlet will make a good king. With me at his side, that is. Still, this world would cost me my family the heaviest price of all, right? This would be, Hamlet believes that he has to exile Polonius and Laertes. Sacrifice reality for joy. Sacrifice peace for survival. Permanence for passion. Predictability for adventure. Sacrifice everyone for myself. Sacrifice responsibility for indulgence. Sacrifice independence for peace. Those are all of them? Okay, so those are all of the... what the game considers real endings. And I only have 2 of them. So, Kyla yesterday was wondering how much of a completionist drive I would have, or like how completionism would sort of factor into what I did after I got the book, and I don't really feel a need to fill all of these pages. But at the same time, the 2 endings that I have, I am not really satisfied with either one of them. So I do think that we should try to get some, like, better endings up in here. Can I... yeah, exit. Okay. So what am I gonna do? Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna tie up some loose ends. We're gonna go to the docks. We're gonna talk to Laertes. Oh, here's Quince. Quince, I wanted to talk to you too.
Quince.
Where's my father? Never mind that. I put him on pause for the moment. How have you been, my lady? And where have you been wandering? Nowhere other than my chambers. Let's bear some leg, shall we? I saw you. A familiar little lavender gown, trailing its way down to Castle Town. And what did you find there, I was meeting an acquaintance. It was nothing of note. Nothing of note, she says. But I don't believe it. You've found something incredible, haven't you? I mentioned once to you that I was here to find a lost item, something of mine. And now you've gone and done the deed all your own, so very admirable.
Liar.
I spoke with Simona. I know who you are, who you really are. All of this, everything that's happened to me, it was just a game you were playing to get me to find that stupid book for you. Correct. And by the way, my thanks. This little adventure of ours has been truly delightful. Now, simply choose a fate, and I can leave Elsinore forever. You want me to use the book. Why? I thought you wanted it for yourself. Because if you use the Book of Fates, it comes right back to me. It's just like a chess game, you see. First your turn, then mine, then yours, then mine, so forth, so forth. Lady Simona merely granted you the human seat at the board. You inherited her match. And let me tell you, in the past, she's made some rather atrocious moves. So all of this is just spectacle to you. That's right, isn't it? That's what all of this is? It's just a performance you're putting on? In that case, I'll never make a decision. You cannot force my hand. Right now, I choose to stay in Elsinore. Oh, Peter Quince. How clever.
Wrong.
Damn, okay. This is your last chance to be reasonable. Give me the book or suffer an eternal hell in a prison I've designed especially for you. Do you think this little game I've put you in is the worst it can be? Oh no, dearest. It can be far worse still. I alone can understand the details of your pain, for I have seen it all. This match we're in, Ophelia, you and I, it's like playing with a child. Your strategy lacks efficacy. Your designs are impotent. I will ensnare you every time. Don't you understand? You will linger here, undying, growing bored and stupid and slow. just like King Hamlet before you.
I won't.
I've told you I won't give you the book. Leave me.
Please.
Leave you? I am Elsinore. I am the eye in every wall, and my fingers run through every flagstone. I can no more leave you than you can leave me. And my dear, you can never truly leave me. Even when the book is back in my hands, I will always linger. And while you're here, I will dismantle you piece by piece. I will not allow you to find more than the smallest happiness. I will smother you until every shred of your flesh is ground beneath my toes.
Yes.
Whoa. Yes, that's the face I came to see. I hope to be seeing more of it very soon.
Till then.
Fuck, man. This isn't over. This cannot be over. There must be a way to stop him. Ophelia acquires the information banishing the Playmaster. So this took a turn that's a little different than I expected. Ophelia now believes that Quince is dangerous, but, like, works, I think, very well. Ophelia learns more about Quince. I kind of thought this was gonna be a fairly, like, straightforward, Quince wants the book. We want to get out of the time loop. We need to use the book, right, to give it back to Quince. Like, Quince wants us to use the book. We're going to spend a little bit more time finding the right loop, like the right fate, and then, like, use the book to lock in that fate. And it goes back to Quince, and everybody's happy. But now there's kind of a layer on top of that, which the game is certainly hinted at, right? That Quince is not only sort of inhuman and cruel, but also just like, there's an element of he needs to be stopped, and perhaps we can stop him. Banishing the Playmaster, I'm really interested in what the hell to do with that. He lied to me. He's been lying to me this entire time. He's no friend of mine. He's not here to help me. He tricked me into fetching this book from Simona for him, and then intended to deceive me into using it so he can have it back. So I can go talk to... I kind of want to talk to King Hamlet, because he's the other person who has sort of some experience and understanding of this. I've done a lot of these now, huh? Okay. I mean, I'm so now I'm at the decision point. Kyla, you're freaking me out with that. Does that mean... Because I'm under the impression that as long as Quince doesn't have the book, I can keep looping. I can do whatever I want until I either give Quince the book back by using it, or perhaps do something else. The game has not said anything to me that indicates that anything that I'm doing now is necessarily permanent. Which I think is true. I think that's right. Do you want to try to find more worlds and rest, or do you want to find a way to challenge Quince? Got it. Got it. Yes, because I could do either one. I kind of want to explore that second option first. And, yeah, okay, thank you, Kyla, that's exactly. So, in response to that wondering out loud, do you want to try to find more worlds and rest, or do you want to try to find a way to challenge Quince? And if you do want to try to find more worlds, how long do you do that before deciding on one? Yeah. Right, exactly. That all makes sense to me. And I think the answer is I want to explore the idea of challenging Quince and see where that path appears to lead. I'm not sure if that's what I want to do. It might be what I want to do. But there's also a decent chance that I say, I just want out of this. In which case, I'm probably not going to, go searching for all of the possible endings. But I will look for a better one than Hamlet exiles my family. Things are almost peaceful here at the start of it all. You and I are the only ones who know about what's coming for them. The rest of them, they'll never believe me. We've seen all of this, I think. Right, it's a game because Quince sort of makes it a game. What news do you bring? Well, not just banishing the Playmaster. Here we go.
Spirit.
I met Simona, and she revealed to me the true culprit. Peter Quince, the Playmaster, is behind us being trapped in Elsinore. Peter Quince? He is but flesh and blood. What ill can he do to you? I can assure you, I had a conversation with him where he most certainly proved he was not human.
Impossible.
Quince encouraged me to find the Book of Fates. He urged me to find a way out, using the book as my guide. Because he wanted it for himself, he tried to threaten me into handing it over, but I didn't give it to him. For what purpose could he desire such an artifact? Because he's trapped in this world, our world, until I use the Book of Fates and free us both. That's why he's been in Elsinore for so long. Queen Astrid, you, me, none of us were able to use the book and conclude his time in this world. Until that happens, he'll only make new victims out of people in this castle. He and I've realized what this is. It's just like chess or cards. We're taking turns telling the story. I do something, and then he bends the story in his favor. Simona told me the world would constantly spin towards disaster. She was right.
Why?
But I can't figure out why. What does he get out of tormenting us? Of setting up these situations where everything devolves into blood? And what's the point of it all if he's still trapped in this world regardless?
I see.
I understand. Boredom.
Oh.
Boredom can be quite frightening. Even I, who have been dead but a scarce several months, understand how frightening it is. Unable to truly die, yet unable to engage with human life, it is like standing outside a window, watching those inside gorge themselves on a feast. I press my hands against the glass nightly. But try as I might, I cannot join them. I have relinquished my seat at that table, and a wolf now sits at my place. Here I remain, bored out of my bones, lingering like refuse. If that's true, then Quince is only being cruel. Deeply, horribly
Yes.
cruel. Cruelty is one cure for that boredom. A route I myself was inspired to take, and now my son wages revenge on my behalf. Hamlet. You and Hamlet must speak. You must tell him. He'll only believe all this if he hears it from your mouth. It sounds insane otherwise. And once you have, perhaps the three of us can find a way to stop Quince for good. Agreed. You must bring my son to me. Yes, bring him here with those same words, and the three of us shall conspire to end Quince. A ghost, a mad prince, and you. What a trio we shall be. Okay, yeah, I do feel compelled to pursue this path. To see if we can outwit Peter Quince. I don't really know what that means. But it does seem like he is eternal and he is cruel, and so his cruelty will continue eternally no matter what we do, unless we can stop him. Right? Like, that's what I'm getting, is that I can choose an ending for myself that is the best of all possible worlds, but that only covers these 4 days, right? And then if I relinquish the book, then I'm giving up my turn, right? I'm ending my turn, and then it's Quince's turn. And Quince is not motivated by any rational thing. He is motivated by cruelty, right? He will just continue to be cruel. And what he did to Simona, I don't know that this totally tracks, because like Simona didn't give him the book, right? Oh no, maybe she did. She said she did use the book, and then she tricked him into giving it back. But Simona sort of like tried to make the best of her time loop, and then after it, Quince made sure that everything went bad for her. So I think no matter what we do, Quince is going to try to spoil it in the future, unless we can stop him. All right, Hamlet. Your uncle is not your enemy. Peter Quince is.
Hamlet.
Quince?
Quince the Playmaster? What on earth do you mean? I know it seems far-fetched, but please listen to me carefully. Quince is evil. He means to take down all of us. Your father's death, your grandmother's insanity, it was all his doing, all of it. He drove them insane from the shadows. He conspired to have them dead. You're saying my father was not murdered by my uncle after all?
I can't believe
But
it.
how can that be? My father's spirit spoke to me. I heard it say that Claudius was my father's killer. Was the spirit some omen of the devil? Was I lied to? No, Hamlet, you weren't lied to. It's hard to explain. He conspired to help your uncle kill your father. These are cruel allegations to make without proof. Then ask your father. Ask his ghost yourself. You know he appears on the walls at midnight.
Believe me.
Your father will confirm everything I say. Please, Hamlet. If you don't believe me, no one else will. And then I'll be out of options. He'll have one. I don't know where else to turn.
Now then.
Very well, then let the visions of this night prove your words true. And come now. You know I can't stand it when you make faces like that. Everything will be all right, Ophelia. I'm here to help. Good news, everybody. Hamlet's here to help. Jesus. All right. That's going to be tomorrow night. Oh, no. It's right now. What the hell? Okay. Sure. Let's do it. Oh, because I guess he stays there for a while. Like, he appears at midnight, but then he just kind of, like, hangs around. which I like that. Well, I don't see him there now.
Father?
I have some questions about... Oh, Jesus. He's materialized right on top of me. I have some questions about the construction of this game, but we can save them for later. I promised myself I wouldn't, but something's changed. My only desire is to remove my uncle from the throne of Denmark, as you bid me do. And I had formed a plan to do that. A great plan. In tandem with the playmaster, Peter Quince. Father, what do you know of that man? Do you have any reason to fear him?
My son.
My son, listen carefully to me. I was wrong. Claudius is not our enemy. A more insidious foe awaits. I misspoke in accusing my brother of my death. He was driven by something far more peculiar. Quince is such a peculiar man. He is not human, Hamlet. He is a demon of some twisted persuasion, or a god, I do not know which, Dionysus. The Playmaster. Father, are you certain? How can someone inhuman look so normal? I do not know, but I do know that I have seen many strange things in this life of mine. Fuck yes, we're gonna go kill a god. I love it. You know I am dead, my son, and yet here I stand before you. The power we discuss is something greater than the bounds of this world, greater than anything we know. His can even transcend death. It caused me years of anguish and grief. I was trapped in Elsinore, unable to live or die in some hellish version of this world where time repeated itself. And now Ophelia is trapped, too. Earlier, Ophelia told me that he conspired to kill you, Father. Is that true? In a manner of speaking, Quince is the one who kept me in that shadowy version of Elsinore. I knew Claudius was trying to murder me from the start, but whenever I stopped him, things only became worse. In one world, your mother drowned herself and took you with her. In another, Claudius created a conspiracy, then convinced my own men to turn against me and have me imprisoned indefinitely. Every world was more vile than the world where I did nothing at all. Oh, interesting. Oh. Okay, so my guess is that the intended experience of this game, we would have discovered more than one alternate ending by the time we got here. I don't know if I've been playing it just in a very mercenary way or what's going on, but we only found one alternative world, and it is not great, right? But I think the point is none of those alternative worlds are great, right? Like, the game has explicitly said that, but it did not get through to me until I'm understanding the mechanics of the system, because that's how I think. But now I believe that if we were to go through and fill that book with possible endings, not only are they all like, you know, sacrifice one thing for another, but they're all probably like very difficult sacrifices. They're all like really it's not just that there's not a perfect ending, it's that all of the endings are bad. I think that's what it is. It's not just that there is no perfect ending, it's that there's no good ending, right? And I think that maybe we would have a better sense of that if we had found 4 or 5 or 10 of the possible endings when we got the book and we saw them listed out as like, well, this wasn't great, and this wasn't great, and this wasn't great. What's going on here? None of these are great. And that would sort of further motivate this idea of we have to overthrow Quince, right? Because what Quince offers us is the ability to choose an ending from among a lot of bad choices. The play is a tragedy, after all. Very true. And so eventually I gave up. I lay in that garden for years, broken into 3-day spans of time. Eventually I did not return to life, and yet my spirit still lingers. It is Peter Quince's power that keeps me here. Ophelia has helped me realize this. We were merely the puppets to his infinite jest.
Please.
Yeah, well, okay, so, and just because I'm suggesting that, the sense I'm getting from the game now is that all of the endings are bad, doesn't mean they're all equally bad, right? And I have an ending where I would marry Hamlet, but he would exile my family, and that seems pretty bad. There are maybe some other endings where I marry Hamlet and he does something different, or I don't know. Like, there are other endings where, like, maybe there's one that I could live with if I went looking for them. But I now understand sort of what it means that the game has been saying there is no perfect end, right? It means that they're all gonna be kind of unsatisfactory at some level. Please, my son, save me. Save my soul. Kill him. It's the only choice I have left. Well, I feel like that's not going to go super well. I feel like telling Hamlet, go kill this god, is not going to go super well. Merely destroying your uncle will not free me or Ophelia. I don't know how to feel about all this. If what you say is true, then we've got to turn the tables on Quince somehow. We need to destroy him, for your sake and for Ophelia's. But what will happen when he's dead? Will you disappear, Father? I do not know. My form is feeble. I feel my flesh disintegrating. I must go. Be careful, my son. Think long upon your plans. I don't wish to cause you any more suffering than I've already brought you. Yeah. Father, I'm going to destroy him.
Promise.
I'm going to free you, I promise. No matter what might happen afterward. Okay, Hamlet becomes upset but will recover overnight. Hamlet now believes that Quince is dangerous. Hamlet now believes that King Hamlet experienced time loops. Well, alright, so now what do we